Hello again for another session of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So, on the last episode, basically we're in the middle of trial, and things got pretty kind of heated when we started to point out, hey, this cowboy guy has some really shady shit that's happening in his trial, which he did, but he reveals that the reason why he did these things, that he was involved in that room, was to find evidence from an old case that he was involved in, especially we found out his brother was a murder victim from that case. However, he revealed a big truth bomb saying like, hey, I know one of these evidence is obviously forged, which later was confirmed by our defendant, Lana Sky, saying, yeah, it's true, we did something like that. So this put the whole courtroom in uproar, and basically they forced to end the trial because it was just that out of control. So now, this is going to take place after that, so we may continue to go do some more snooping around to find out what the hell is going on. So, here we go. February 24th, 3:12 p.m., Wright and Co-Law offices.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry about my amnesia. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Sorry for everything. Sorry for my stupid glasses.
Oh boy. Do you want to be Lana too, since
Okay,
or unless I don't know.
I can do it. It's fine.
Okay.
Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Well, I didn't know what she did back then. I never knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings.
Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me.
Mona wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me.
What do you mean, what happened to you?
It's all there in the file that you didn't read. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence.
But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma?
I was the evidence. On the night of Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me.
What? He tried to kill you?
Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me.
So that means you...
Yes.
Killed Officer Marshall.
I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial, and suddenly I remember it, even though I should have known this the whole time.
I didn't see that one coming. Alright, let's have some more talk about this incident here.
It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year, too. Funny that I didn't remember it until now again. There was this terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was all alone in my sister's office. Even though I was 13 and shouldn't be left alone in a public building, we were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office.
Joe
And he was
Dark.
an adult. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. It was not good. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. I was so confused.
Jake Marshall's brother.
Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Football player. Then,
What happened?
I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for just an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now.
A permanent picture. Tell me more about what happened after the incident.
I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall.
So you weren't able to testify about what?
No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. It must have been why she quote-unquote made up the crime.
Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence?
The prosecutor's office wanted the guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. He didn't know.
Edgeworth?
Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. You need to trust your boyfriend. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. He must have trusted her. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. Sorry. If I could just testified properly, none of this would have happened.
So it's true, even though we may have not known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence.
After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today.
She must not be able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Alright, can you tell me more about this permanent picture? What did you see in the instant that the crime occurred?
Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised the knife.
Leah Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl?
I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out conveniently enough. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms.
Poor Emma. You must have been through so much.
I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out right. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good.
2 years ago.
I'm a scientist, not an artist.
2 years ago, you should have taken an art class for this occasion, but there must have been 14. That's understandable. Wow, you got the exact same face.
Has it changed at all?
No, I'm kind of frozen in time. Once it was all over, I made up my mind.
I guess Grefspurt didn't really hit that hard right now.
I decided when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator to prove things. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies, forensics, and find the evidence to make an airtight case, like in Law and Order. That way Lana would never have to forge any.
I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something puzzling. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma.
What is it?
You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right?
That's right.
Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor?
Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe had been taken in for questioning that day.
Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police?
Of course, who else? This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office because he was dumb.
But why did he run all the way over to your sister's office?
I just said he's dumb because the detective's offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator.
Ellipsis? Across from the elevator? But Lana, but Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she?
No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She's the best in the entire force.
What? That's news to me.
After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor.
Lana used to be a detective.
This is weird because those are two completely weird fields.
She
Whatever.
She went and passed the bar in those 2 years as well. It's really impressive.
Alright, better have another talk with her. Alright, let's go talk to your sister who's at detention center right now. Alright, February 24th, detention center, visitor's room.
Lana. Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Oh well.
Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type.
Oh, criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty, and that's bad. Believe me, I understand the risks.
But he was definitely guilty.
He was definitely a serial killer.
Emma told me
Miles
more about
Edgeworth.
you. Oh, God.
Who?
About you were a detective 2 years ago. An LL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office.
That's right.
Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs?
I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright.
Alright, let's talk about today's trial real quick. A lot of revelations were uncovered of the trial today, not at least half of which was the fact that this case is legally connected. Largely connected to another one 2 years ago.
Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall could be. That trial, it wasn't really quote-unquote fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. You let me down. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. For
Well,
you.
all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15, there were no other murders at the police department.
Tell me it's not true, Lana. But the witness, Mrs. Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me.
I don't think I ever seen Lana look so phased before. Alright, Detective Lana Sky.
It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and creepy Chief Gant cracked together.
Hey, he doesn't have the cross tie in
Yeah.
that picture.
Chief Grant.
This is before he was truly evil. He was the deputy chief of police back then, but he still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant. He was everything I aspired to be before I learned the truth. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed.
Emma really idolizing her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened?
Hey, I feel weird talking back and forth to myself. Does anybody else want to do Lana? Steph?
Anybody?
I mean,
Alice?
Alice, do you want to do Lana? If
She's
not,
weird.
I can do her.
Yeah.
Or I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was
To gain experience investigating crime scenes, that you could use that experience in court. Oh, so she was already legally trained. She just...
okay. That explains it.
Yeah.
Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became a chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office.
Wow, you guys sound cozy.
Maybe I should ask more about the quote-unquote investigation of their 2 years ago. Alright, Drake investigation.
2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark.
Second in command? That means investigation lead was Damon Gant, right?
Yes, Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations.
They even had the same office.
We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when his final murder took place.
When he tried to murder Emma.
Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from evil Dark. The darkness.
You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me.
Nani? Now you tell us. The first one at the scene.
Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Drake that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly... The stream paused, panicked. So he waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself.
That's where he found me.
So, you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana.
It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. I always wonder if it's Gant or Gaunt.
I think it's Gant.
When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood.
3 bodies. Oh, 3 birds? Alright, Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out.
And the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious.
What did you do?
To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her.
Can't blame her after his sister must have gone through.
After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest.
Let me get this straight. You were involved in the SL9 incident.
That's right. Quite a coincidence, hmm?
I don't buy it.
What are you saying, Mr. Wright?
There's no way everyone involved in this trial was involved in that incident. Just by chance.
The case was solved 2 years ago. It's over.
At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved.
Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely.
I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark.
Ellipses. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories.
That case just not be over yet.
Nani?
Emma was assaulted by Drake at the police department, right?
Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself. The Chief's office.
Maybe you should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Alright, I'll see you later, girl. I'm gonna find some creepy evidence here.
Let's go check it out. I think you have to get there by going to the...
Is it Criminal Affairs?
Oh, Criminal Affairs Department, yeah.
February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. I don't see Detective Gumshoe anywhere.
Things seem kind of quiet around here today.
You're right. The chief of detectives seems the same, though.
Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Talking to you is boring.
Right, when we come back here later. Alright, I guess police department entrance. February 24th, police department entrance. Hey, is this guy?
Oh, hey. Howdy, Bambina.
Oh, Mr. Marshall, my crush on you isn't over.
What? I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. Sorry, my Spanish is
I'll do it for
not
you.
good.
Que sera sera.
Etc. You never know where life will lead you, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning.
Billy, is that a euphemism? What?
It must be his pet
No, it's not the
cactus.
Billy you're thinking.
Say, where are you headed?
Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back.
No!
Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner.
Oh, man. I want to spray luminol all over the
Mr.
place.
Marshall! Why did you do it?
Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was that one.
Before you turn yourself in, Miss Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened?
Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today.
Alright, let's have a talk here, mister. About that trial.
Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so.
What do you mean, fishy?
Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon.
The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip?
That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised.
The question?
The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained.
What does that mean?
It means there's a good chance that knife was not the murder weapon.
Nani?
However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased.
Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence?
That case left behind scars on all of us.
The quote-unquote scars that the SL9 incident left behind.
Alright. What about you, man? Or your brother, more technically.
I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together.
How old was he? Your brother?
He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day.
The highest honor? You mean the...
King of Prosecutors. You know that sweet trophy with the shield and the K?
I knew it.
What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor.
Mr. Marshall.
My brother was cool, okay?
Okay, Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother.
Sorry about your brother complex, but the day of the SL9 incident that took place, that wasn't the same day as...
That's right. It was the day of the evidence transfer.
Nani? Interesting.
It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years had gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die.
Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered, and the evidence locker was empty. What about your scars, dude?
There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room.
What about Detective Goodman?
If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious.
They?
Who are you talking about?
Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. the investigation lead, Damon Gant, and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers.
After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right?
Yeah, Damon Gant and the new chief of police arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective.
Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too.
Tell me, what happened to my sister? Was it Gant?
Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded.
Sorry. Yeah. Alright, let's see.
I never found out.
Lana's secret. It's all started 2 years ago.
Could you stop drinking?
So, no. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner?
It was certainly enlightening.
There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy.
Oh, good. I was gonna kick your ass.
What? I like to see you try. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today.
You just pop it out.
I haven't been drinking it this whole time. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you become a real scientific investigator.
So, do you want to run off together?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
what? I
Don't-
think you're a little young for that.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but it looks like her glasses make sound like pooey, poey,
A Bowie? Like,
like Pooe, like po. I don't know. It just looks like it.
like one you throw in the water? Adios, Bambina.
No, don't leave.
I'm gone forever. I'm dead.
Oh God,
Damn it.
just faded away like those classic Western movies. We get
Riding
this.
off into the sunset.
Exactly. Hey, oh, we can't go in
Oh,
there.
now we can check out the
I
criminal
guess.
I don't
affairs.
deal with my daddy issues. at
Oh
all.
yeah, we haven't been here in a while.
All right, February 24th, prosecutor office underground parking lot. No one's here today. Not even Miss Starr.
I wonder if there's anything else we can spray here.
Oh God.
Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down into the evidence in the evidence room. That must be where all the detectives are.
We put him in the court today, on that day of the crime. No one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15.
This is where the
Yeah.
murder happened.
I thought we were finally making some headway on the case.
But instead, it looks like we ended up making Lana look even more guilty.
Hang in there, Lana. We'll save you. We're just bad at this.
I got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Alright. Can we slide to the right real quick? Doesn't look like there's nothing different. Or actually, we gotta go to that prosecutor's office here.
Oh yeah, check out that's new.
Let's see.
See what old Edgeworth is up to.
February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, 1202.
Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. You must be so sad.
Maybe he's being questioned in the inquiry committee.
No.
He took a real beating in court today.
Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago.
I guess we'll just have to come back later. Let's see. That's weird.
I guess let's try the criminal affairs again. Maybe we unlocked it after talking to the marshal.
Maybe. Hold on. Let me just.
Police department. And then
Let's
move.
see. Criminal affairs. Okay, here we go. February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted.
That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes.
Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room.
Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us.
Hmm.
With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do. About Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention, I don't know why I'm making him into the marshal, to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together.
Oh, man. I think festive is the word usually used for those.
Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chase Gant office, if that's okay.
Just use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor.
Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there, me being a minor and all? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything, and we're also involved in a trial.
Hey, hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits.
But you just-
Gee. I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm.
What are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Let's totally disregard any, warnings.
Yeah,
We
alright.
don't believe in those.
Let's
Yeah,
go to
just
the
like-
chief's office. Oh, wow, there's organs and shit.
It's
Hell
scary
yeah.
in here. I wish to leave. He is a vampire.
February 24th, Police Department's Chief's Office.
I mean, that is intense.
This is where
That organ
the
is
organs
huge.
music kicks in. Whoa, where the hell am I?
In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door, even though it looks like a crypt in here.
Why does it feel like I'm at the final boss of an RPG? Hey. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it?
Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. I was a strange child.
Hmm.
They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried teaching me notes, and that didn't go well. Again, science, not art.
Damn, it's loud.
I never could remember where C was, or what it sounded like.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Steve, do you want to do Gaunt?
Sure. Hmm?
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gant! He put that paper he was reading in the... I'm sorry. He put that paper he was reading on his desk.
So, Righto, have you been swimming lately?
God damn it.
No, I haven't. I just been kind of busy lately.
I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And Lana's provocative statement.
Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence?
2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there?
Huh.
That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me.
Wait,
Shield is also still broken.
So, this is the Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
We took it to commemorate our work together.
Ellipsis. Something's not right with this picture, like that big
Was that
sharp
Yeah.
pointy thing.
Or even the award. It
It's
looks
like
different.
a spear.
yeah, the sword isn't there
Oh
anymore.
yeah, there was no sword. I can't quite put my finger
there's-
on it though.
There's actually a lot of problems with this picture.
Yeah.
Look at the
Like-
background too. Look at the vase.
Alright, team Gant team picture added to the courtroom record.
And that statue with the...
There he is.
Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together.
Oh, we're getting kicked out. This office. It was a crime scene 2 years ago, was it not?
That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. Please don't
Yeah.
investigate it.
You don't mind if I pull out this big luminol? All the
Oh,
same.
there's no need. There's absolutely nothing to hide in here, so you'd just be wasting your time.
All the same, we like to still have a look around.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore.
I want to investigate it more. Ah!
Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend.
Looks like we aren't welcome into the vampire's lair.
It seems like the case isn't over with yet, after all.
What do you mean?
Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must have been a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there.
You mean like a clue?
There's got to be a way to get inside the chief's office. Let's see. Maybe we can go back to see with Edgeworth or something? Let's see.
Yeah, try to. Maybe.
Just see real quick. Oh, nope.
Just try going back into the criminal affairs.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, see if Gumshoe shows up. I feel like we need to talk to him.
I guess we go from here to here. There we go. February
go.
24th, police station.
Get kicked out. You just try to go right back in.
Hey, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in the meeting, man?
Hey, I'm just taking a breather. My feet hurt.
Are you standing in that meeting?
From sitting so long, strange.
Actually,
That's a heart condition you need to check out, man.
from serving everyone coffee.
Oh. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop.
Say, have any of you seen Mr. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? Do you have feelings for him, man?
He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court.
That sounds serious.
Is it because of what my sister said?
Yes, because what your sister said, that's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has a whole world after his blood.
Well, you seem really invested in him. Yikes.
Alright, let's
We're
have
buddies, we're pals.
Yeah, let's have a talk more about your relation with Edgeworth's crisis, man. Alright, why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Sky's guilty party here, isn't she? Sorry, not to blame your sister on something that serious.
Regardless, the prosecutor's responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there's been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor has kept him safe from those who don't like him. But now with this,
Are there really so many people that hate him? Is it because they can't have him and they're jealous?
Oh,
in our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know for making enemies.
And he's hot.
Hey, Dick, keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat.
Yes, sir.
You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick?
Yes, sir.
It seems.
Oh, sorry. I saw the P.
It seems you don't have any problems with enemies.
Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out.
You're a friendly dude.
Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him.
Same here.
Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack.
Oh, you're really caring.
Yeah, Edgeworth is like the coolest bro.
Yeah. Alright. SL9 incident, bro. What do you know?
Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing.
He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. That's my job. Well, did you find out anything?
The only evidence Doc left behind was during his final attack.
His final attack? You mean his limit break?
When he killed Prosecutor Marshall, he was trying to protect some girl.
Me, I suck. I'm sorry.
Some
What are
dumb
you
girl.
laughing about this?
Damn, it seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the Goyle.
That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all.
Well, what was it?
Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with a murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay?
His powers of recollection never fails to impress.
Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory.
Yes, let's
the
present the
switchblade?
evidence here. So let's just look at Drake's crimes real quick before we get into that.
Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just a run-of-the-mill businessman.
A businessman. What made him take to serial killing?
One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car.
Oh, damn.
With his car? So it was just an accident?
An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal.
Oh, God, he became a furry.
An animal? What kind of animal?
A
He
brand
killed a
new
man
animal.
that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then, when a jogger came up to the scene and killed as well, finally turned himself in.
Oh, wow. He seemed as a pretty careless animal.
Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence.
So he turned himself in?
Yeah, but in the middle of questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Doc was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed.
Thank you, Gumshoe.
But last witness. A.K. Emma.
Okay, Emma, fess up.
I like how, like, insensitive he is unintentionally. Alright, let's
Yeah,
see.
he just kind of like casually talked about maybe one of like the darkest cases in this freaking
Yeah.
series. Like,
But
yeah, you know,
He
just
doesn't
went on.
mean it, though. He doesn't know he's talking about Emma, and he's usually a good guy. He's just,
No, but I mean, he's just like, he was just driving his car, murdered this dude, got out of the car, murdered this other person. Then someone saw him murdering that guy, and then he went over and killed that dude too.
God. Alright,
And then the
let's
kid who saw that happen.
Brutal murder, nothing, no big deal.
Oh man, have you seen the guy who got torn in half? Jesus,
Yeah.
like, definitely talk about that.
Mister, I think he just ran over that guy.
Oh, gonna have to do something about this.
Alright, about this knife.
Hey, is it?
It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of.
What are you doing with that?
Um,
That's supposed to be locked up in evidence.
yeah.
Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker.
on the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler.
That's it! Now I remember what the incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me.
Well, what is it, Detective? Quick! Before you forget again, you forgetful fly.
Alright, tell us what the thing you did remember about the murder weapon. This knife. It was Joe Dark's, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, plus it had his fingerprints on it too.
But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right?
That's why his luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken.
You don't have to good look to notice that. It's really obvious.
Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in.
Where was it? I'm assuming in the body.
The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body.
Nani?
That's not how you carry a thing, but yeah, okay.
It was found deep inside the stab wound.
Did it match Dark's knife? I don't know why I said Drake.
You bet, down to the last fiber.
It's pretty conclusive, conveniently enough.
Neil's autopsy report added to the courtroom record. He was stabbed in the back, died with a punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was found in the wound. Switchblade knife is updated. The broken tip was found in the victim's belly. It belonged to murderer Joe Dark.
Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gale.
No, I want to ask money for that guy. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered.
The chief's out now and his office is locked. We'd like to have a look around if that's okay.
Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door.
What? Really?
But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust.
Breach of trust? Oh no.
Simply put, I'd be canned.
Oh.
Ow.
Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you.
Thank you for the info.
How about this ID card? It's Detective Goodman's.
That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died.
God damn it. No. No.
So in other words, Gumshoe's our only chance at getting into that office.
I wonder if there's something we could show him that would make him change his mind.
Let's
Give him a
see.
premium OnlyFans account.
Look, man. Alright, something that would change his mind.
What do we have?
What do you think about your blue badger friend, man? Just kidding.
Look,
Maybe it's something we still need to get, because I can't think of anything that's obvious.
Maybe.
maybe we should go talk to
Edgeworth,
Edgeworth.
maybe? Yeah. Let's see. It's kind of weird how to navigate with this thing here.
Yeah. I always hated how they put this one behind the freaking parking garage.
Hey.
Let me get one thing really quick. BRB.
Where's the knife from the photo missing from the trophy?
Indeed.
I feel like that's gonna play a role because
The tips
you know
are
how
the
the
same.
wound didn't match
Yeah.
something else. I also don't like how they emphasize that Lana was the first person to find it, because I feel like that's unlikely, considering that Gant should have been the first person because he knew that the other two ran off that way because he was with them.
Gant was the murderer. Calling it now.
I feel like it's leading that way, but I don't know why. I guess we'll find out.
I wonder if this is going to be cut out of the recording.
Probably not. We should just do a bit.
Terrific.
I'm not good at doing bits though. I swear, I'm really funny, just not when I'm being recorded.
I
Can
think
I
a
throw
lot
out
of
an
people-
interesting question?
What's up?
Huh?
So I kind of have a general knowledge of this case. I'm not gonna spoil, but I will ask like a general question for thought.
What?
Who would Lana try to protect?
Well, as a guy who
Wait,
beat this game, I already know the truth.
Emma
of that.
killed somebody? That doesn't make sense, but maybe by accident.
Let's keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Dun dun dun.
February 24, 5, Prosecutor Office, Room 1202. Wonder if Edward's back yet.
There he is. It looks like he's writing something, possibly a love note to you.
No, I already got that yesterday. Ah!
What? What are you doing here?
Sure was quick to throw that paper down on the floor. Tough day in court, huh?
I've had to live with the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me?
Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. Your boyfriend is here, and I'm rooting for you too.
I still haven't forgiven you for ruining tea time that last time.
Look, man, that tea was begging to have luminol aftertaste. But anyways, that Edgewood for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings.
So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day.
Wow.
Damn.
Bruh. Let's talk about that forged evidence.
There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I do can erase that fact.
But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that evidence was falsified.
The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have.
Mr. Edgeworth,
I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this?
Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Tomorrow's
Time for the
trial. Are you up for the trial tomorrow, man?
First last year's trial, and now this one. Seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves.
but
Hey,
Mr.
watch what you
Edgeworth,
say to
should
your
I leave?
boyfriend.
You guys can talk as a couple. You can't just walk out on the trial.
Tomorrow is the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that this case would come back to haunt me like this.
What do you mean?
The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
It's only half as long as most lists. That is odd.
After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time.
Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. It was very suspicious, that picture.
That picture. Something seems strange about it. The day of the crime, bruh. Could you tell us again what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was moited? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right?
I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one.
Because you were awarded this.
Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department.
You finished up at the office? What do you mean?
Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back.
Take something back. Strange.
This.
Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? How suspicious.
Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office.
That's the story we heard yesterday. So you come back here to the prosecutor office because the chief asked you to?
That's right.
Ellipsis.
Can we show him the picture?
Let's show him the picture.
He. There it is.
Yeah, that one.
This picture was hanging in the wall in Chief Gant's office.
Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy.
Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Something does not match.
Yes?
The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different from yours.
Yes, you're right. Ah, I remember now.
Remembered what?
That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind its design.
A story? I love stories. It tells me a story.
Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling this to us?
It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on.
Tell us more about this King of Prosecutor trophy.
This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard this story?
Me? Nah. Yeah, sure. Everyone knows about that. Why don't you tell it for Emma's sake? I completely forgot about the story, Emma.
Very well. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd that he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon.
Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other.
Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard the story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born.
Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize.
Precisely so, it symbolized the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with a merchant at a loss for words. But it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. Today I learned.
Sorry. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield?
You'll have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished.
Chief Gant. Chief of Prosecutor Troy was added to the courtroom record 2 years ago. The halberd was removed at Gant's behest, giving its current form.
So is the award given around, or is it literally a different award?
Well, it had a
It's given to different people.
yeah, because it had the names at the bottom, so it's given.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the same award passed on. Okay. I just didn't know if it was a new award that looks the same that each person gets, but you literally pass it on to the next person.
Yep. Let's see.
Go inspect the room. Get the crumpled paper.
Is it a proposal
Love
letter?
letter? Yeah.
I wonder what's the writing was in for.
Come on, Mr. Wright, you know it's a love letter. Let's take a look.
Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right here.
Just distract him with your handsomeness and charm. I'll check it out.
God damn it.
Just start taking off your shirt or something.
Hey, Edgy Poo. Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window? Oh no! He's falling to the ground.
Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet.
He didn't even look.
What? Letter of...
If you're having trouble reading, I'll read it for you. It says, letter of resignation.
No!
Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean...
I'm tired, right?
Oh, poor baby.
Yes. Sorry, hold on 1 second.
So tired. Every day, I feel the weight of the world crushing down on me.
Phoenix should take him home with him and, take good care of him.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh, that hurt. Sorry.
I feel as if Something inside me has died.
Oh no! Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. Go get comforted by your boyfriend.
I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either.
Phoenix forgives you, though.
Uh-oh, I think he's serious.
Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. Comfort him right away.
This letter of resignation. I wonder if I could use it for anything.
Yeah, it's like, I know Edgeworth's hurting, but man, I wonder if I could take advantage of this letter somehow.
You're the worst boyfriend right now.
Look, I can't hug him till Saturday.
Let's show the letter to Gumshoe.
Yeah. Hey, I'll be back, bro. Don't lose hope. Hey, February 24th.
Ah, dang it.
Prosecutor's
Secures the
office,
parking lot.
underground parking lot.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Stars come back.
Guess
Alice?
Alice, I don't think
Yeah.
she's here.
She might be
I-
away from
Muted.
the
Maybe.
computer.
Yeah.
She was talking a little while ago, though.
I
well.
think she died.
I think she might be doing
Yeah.
things.
Should we stop the session and call the police?
All
Does
right.
anybody know where she
Not
lives?
very useful, we find, though. I'll
like,
take over.
Alright,
Okay.
I got sidetracked with something.
Oh, good, Stephanie, you're alive.
Yeah. Hey. Do
good.
either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef?
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Miss Star! I guess she's out of lunches.
Roast beef is lunch.
Certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? I like the first person who sucked. Ew, okay, you know, now.
Alright, I'll skip
First
it.
I mean,
Never
that's
cows
a
milk.
pretty good point. Like, somebody had to think to do that.
I mean, where else
Well,
you
maybe.
gonna find milk?
I don't know. Maybe they thought of some other way of doing it. Maybe they didn't go about it that way.
I don't know, man. You gotta get straight from the source. Just kidding.
Anyways, still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago.
Everyone's trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence was. Man, I'm tongue twisting myself today. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transfer. This can't be all attributed to the mere coincidence.
Are you forgetting something? No, that little scene I happened to witness?
The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife.
No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savored when eaten, whatever that means.
This started hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Hey, let's have a talk here about Dark's investigation.
Oh, Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. I trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Well, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Out of food analogies. Earl Jake Marshall, though, he must have been going through hell.
You mean because of his brother's death?
They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. Became obsessed. Being Jake like that made her all the more desperate.
Her?
On a sky.
My sister.
Best of the bets were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Anna and Chief
Lana.
Gant.
Alright. What happened when it closed?
That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out.
mean with the forging of evidence?
Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Well, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret.
But you don't have proof anything illegal was done, though.
Proof enough of what happened.
Ellipses.
After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties.
Suspicious.
Most without even so much as an explanation. And Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor.
Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor, though.
Nothing is quite as simple as it appears.
Huh?
The Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter.
She was being used? What happened to the legendary duo?
Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Gant led the investigation. Lana second in command. They were the best.
They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? They were like a power couple. Kind of like Edward Wright.
Yes. Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal.
His magnetism? Is he like Magneto?
That I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled.
Incredible evidence. You mean...
But yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though.
I take it she's talking about the forged evidence.
Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her.
Really? My sister?
Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. He hated anything crooked. Always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake.
Mr. Marshall?
Jake's brother was murdered. She felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating.
The star?
That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that?
Alright, what about being used? Lana transferred to prosecutor office 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence.
Chief.
That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control.
Oh boy.
Then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office.
What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred?
If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office.
Oh god, it's almost like a Dune quote. He controls the chief prosecutor, controls the prosecutor's office. I don't know why I thought about that.
It must have been his goal all along.
But how could he control Lana? What does he have over her?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her change.
At last. I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star.
Listen to me, rookie. It's more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been.
Alright, I'ma go to the Excuse me.
Uh,
You should find Gumshoe and tell him about Edgeworth. Because Gumshoe will do something.
Yeah, let's
Police
wait,
department.
I guess this one?
No, this
Hold on.
might work too.
Okay, here we go. February 24th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department.
Oh, you're back.
You still here?
I gotta make 150 copies of these files.
Oh, that's a lot of files.
Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into regular DJ.
It's a secretary. You're a DJ as well. Very skilled.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey.
Oh, that DJ, not like a music DJ?
Gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period.
That's funny because we have something that you'd really care about.
It'd be my neck on the line.
That office is the last crime scene in an SL9 incident. I have to take a look in there.
There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Who does he care the most about?
Hey, if he cares about Edgeworth like a dude, then he'll do the same. So, let's see. Hey, look's happened to our boy.
What's this crumbled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious!
Is he ever not serious?
I can't believe they pushed him this far!
Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. It's awful.
When I first met him, I thought he was as cold as ice too. But I know differently now. He trusted us detective to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him.
Oh. Detective? Oh, you really care, don't you?
That's it. I've made up my mind.
But your job.
Here, take my ID card.
We can't do that. If someone found out.
Wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. We'll say we stole it and knocked you out.
Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated.
What?
So at least let me do this. For Mr. Edgeworth's sake!
Alright, detective. Thank you.
So,
You're a
if,
good man. I'll
if,
make you my
if-
best
if-
man.
if Phoenix and Edgeworth is Wrightsworth, does that mean that Gumshoe and Edgeworth is Gumsworth?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I showed you Gumsworth pictures before.
Okay, I was just wondering if that's what it was called.
I guess worth. Alright.
I'm shipping Gumsworth.
Alright, bruh. Thank you. I'll make good use of this.
Bless your soul.
February 24th to the police department's chief's office.
Here goes, Mr. Wright. Believe.
Oh, a clickety click and beep.
Dun dun dun.
Oh man, we're gonna get
Is this
caught.
organ like on
Stop playing the
automatic?
organ.
We're in.
And if you don't stop playing the organ, they're gonna find us.
If anyone finds us now,
That's like his
We're
subtle
in.
like alarm. It's just the organ plays.
Detective Gun through the goner, so we have to be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out.
Oh, you're here.
Gah!
Nice.
Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. Oh, now I see kind of what might have happened, because Emma seems to slap people whenever she's startled.
Mhm.
I didn't even know you could slap a ghost.
Ah, Detective Gumshoe! What are you doing sneaking up on us like that, bruh?
I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too.
Oh. If you're here, then what's the point of us giving your ID card, man? Detective Gumshoe crushed and rendered unusable in pocket.
Wait, that would still be. He would still need that.
I guess.
Hey, don't do that to my card.
Wait, why did you do that?
I don't know, I just crumpled it.
Man, Wright's a An asshole. Jeez.
He's been kind of a dick this whole case, dude.
I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now.
You really do want to get fired, don't you?
Not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out.
I got a bad feeling about this. Alright, can we talk about anything? What about the office? That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's?
Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago.
Is anyone using it now?
No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene.
That's a strange reason to leave it there.
He leaves it as warning to everyone else. He wants us to be always alert. To always be alert. Jesus. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time.
I see.
So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that disc.
No one except Chief Gant and the cleaning lady who's in here each morning.
Oh my. Still, 2 years passed here since that incident. Can't be possibly any clues remaining. What about Chief Gant?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of SL9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it?
Ellipsis. Why do you ask?
You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more.
Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy.
Huh? What is it?
When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that.
Sorry, this guy is starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you then?
You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you?
Oh, 100%.
What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? He's kind of a vampire. Come on. Come on.
Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What I think of him. Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings yet.
There you go, ignore me again.
Alright, buddy.
Alright, let's leave him dopey.
Alright, let's do my favorite thing. Oh wait, I just skipped it.
Isn't that the badge?
Oh, I can't spray.
You have to go to it from the court record.
I guess. Hold on. I don't know why I'm presenting. Alright, let's see. Where art thou? There we
Yeah,
go.
now you can use it.
Yeah.
Spray near Lana's desk.
Yep.
That's where the
Yeah, that's where the thing
where it
happened.
allegedly happened, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, damn, it's clean.
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
It's clean.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
oh!
Oh!
What?
Whoa.
Never fails. Enhance.
Whoa, this area must have been covered in blood.
It's from that incident.
It must be. When Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. 2 years have passed. The reaction's kind of dull.
So murder really did take place here. Is that everything? Let's see. So I already sprayed that. Let's see.
We're looking for
Go
blood,
back
aren't
to
we?
the outside. There's like a safe. Let's see if we can crack it.
Alright, let's see. Examine.
Slide to the right.
What's this? This is a safe, isn't it?
Safe. That word is rife with intrigue.
Okay, if you say so.
It looks like a code needs to be entered into this panel to open it.
Oh, jeez.
Can we use
What was
fingerprints?
the... What was the...
Oh, input the number.
Do you know what it is?
I have a hunch.
Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's...
No, bruh. I don't think he cares about you. I have a better idea. He goes none. Ah!
Do the 7-7.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Wait, did it do it for you?
No.
Green.
Oh, well, yeah.
Are you
That was
serious?
the one code that we couldn't explain in the record, remember?
I mean, they say like the record belonged to an police executive, so bingo.
What number did you enter?
Whose birthday was that, pal?
Not yours. 77777777. The final ID card number in that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officers who entered the room that day.
You mean
Oh, God.
77777777? That ID number?
I think you're the 1-7 shy this time. You can only
That's
be
all I
one thing. That Chief Gant's ID number.
Say, since we got in the safe, anyone care to look inside?
Alright, let's look at it.
Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away?
God, don't you? Look, it's a body!
It's just a head.
A shot from a broken cup.
Somehow
Gosh.
looks familiar. Have I seen this before?
Something else too.
What is this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth.
This is a handprint, is it not?
Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so, darling.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? Is this all that was in the safe?
Apparently
Must be
so.
valuable.
It's empty now.
A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup.
They look like the pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but unless you can prove they have something to do with the case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them.
You're gonna get canned anyway.
After all, it's my neck on the line here.
True.
Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective.
Alright,
I get out the unstable.
let's see.
The vase.
Maybe we can add it to it.
Wait,
Go back.
Oh,
the,
first.
the vase?
Face.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Or the jar? I guess it's a jar.
Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar?
I remember when the three of us put that back together. Those were the days.
It was like yesterday.
It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Unless his perception of time is different.
Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case?
That's right. One of the shots had an SL9 incident sticker on it.
Doesn't this ring any bells, man? You know, the fragment we just found.
You mean this one that was in the safe?
Yes, that one. That was in the safe.
Huh. Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits.
Assemble! Yeah, let me see this shot. Take a crack at this.
Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue. Don't huff it.
Put the piece together again. Prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. Alright. We have to do this again.
I like how it's still a game.
Yep. There! It
Now, what does
fits
this
like a
mean?
charm. That of course means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid this piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed evidence from SL9 incident.
But
Hey guys, get a load of this.
What is it?
The piece you just attached. It's different from the others.
there's a reddish line on it.
reddish line. That's blood.
I don't get it.
Great with Lumina.
Why would Chief Gant hide this in his safe?
Unstable jar updated in the courtroom record. Alright, so guess we.
What about that leather thing?
The cloth.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, no.
I don't see it added yet. Do we present it again, maybe?
I feel a lot better now that this jar's complete.
But it only raises another question. What was a piece of it doing in the chief's safe?
More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there?
God
Okay, Gumshoe.
damn, Gumshoe.
Stand back.
Isn't that what safes are for anyway?
I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this. Alright, so
Alright, try examining it again, maybe.
maybe check.
We need to.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. We also. Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here.
Looks like blood.
The piece the chief had is different, though.
But why?
The blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. This one's a line.
That is odd. I guess that's it for that one.
We need to find a way to keep the cloth, though.
Hey, can we look through this thing, maybe?
Yeah, let's take a look at the file.
Let's see. Victims, trial, investigation, task force. Doesn't look like it.
See if he'll let us fingerprint the cloth. Maybe we can see.
Oh yeah, maybe we can present it to him. Maybe he'll know.
Yeah.
Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this.
Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective. You're actually smarter than I thought.
All right, go to town. Sheesh. What are you doing? Why are you just sticking your hand out like, oh, shit, that's nice.
That's fine.
Go ahead, take my fingerprints.
We already did that
You
earlier.
don't want your fingerprints. God, it's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Huh?
Come on, this isn't the time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe.
Oh, I knew that. The one with handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor?
All right, let's find out the truth.
Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. Don't
What
breathe
are
in.
you, my mom? I don't have time to be told a million times. All right, let's get this over with. It's always the index finger, right? Gotta put more powder than I should here. Alright, don't let the judge see this and mistaking it for something else. Give it my best shot.
That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
You gotta check the others.
Doesn't look like the clear results from this print.
Okay, let's try a
Alright.
different finger then.
Alright, let's try the thumb. Dude, I have to click at the speed of sound for this. Alright, that should be enough. Okay. I'll give it my best shot.
The kind of results won't be any good for matching prints, will it?
It doesn't look like I'll get a clear result from this print.
Try the pinky.
Let's try a different finger.
The
Alright,
pinky looked like the clearest one.
probably.
Yeah, the middle.
Okay, let's try pinky, then middle. Alright. Okay, this should be good. Oh, nope, that's not
God
good
dang
either. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Well, there's only, it's a 50-50 now.
Gotta love this trial and error, buddy. I'm gonna laugh if it's the ring finger.
literally the last one, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, that should be enough. There we
There
go.
we go.
There we go.
Oh wait, got it a little bit right here at the bottom here. Alright. Okay, not Meekins, not Jake. Alright, there's only a few people. It's not Lana. Oh shit.
Emma Sky, you're the killer?
God damn.
Hey girl. I found out why you blacked out. Oh, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here?
Hey, you found a match. Whose fingerprints were they?
It seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match.
Ooh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints.
Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What is that kid's prince doing inside the chief's safe?
Don't ask me, man. Let's just keep this information from Emma from now.
Here, maybe you should hold on to this.
Thanks, man. Piece of cloth folded and added to the courtroom record. Found in Chief Scant's safe evidence set for something, but what? Bears Emma Sky's prints.
Oh boy, Emma, sure is a shame we couldn't find any prints on there. Certainly, definitely not yours.
Can we look at his desk? Remember he tried to shove something in there earlier?
Where's it? Oh, there we go.
Wow, look at the side of his Chief Gant's desk. He's compensating something.
Speaking of what we seen, speaking of that, when we were here earlier.
Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gant! He put that paper and reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading.
This looks like a list of evidence.
A list of evidence?
In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Excuse me.
Hey, look at the case name.
Huh? SL9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here.
Hold on, detective. What did you just say?
I said I wonder what...
No, about the evidence list. Normally they're twice as long.
That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence.
A half-size list of evidence.
The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long.
What would be the other half of the list doing here?
I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about that case. Clearly doesn't have to do with me, though.
It would have to be. It would appear so.
Alright, now that we have all this stuff, let's get the fuck out of here.
Alright, the list of FSLI, it was ripped in half, so this part is all I got.
Well, was I any help?
Of course, ma'am. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence.
Now that's not very kind, is it?
Oh no!
In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless.
Oh shit.
Isn't that right, you in the coat?
Eek!
Chief Gant!
We didn't think you'd be back so soon.
Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run into a pole.
Oh.
Just then, I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave.
Yes, sir! Sorry, I think. I don't know, you're creep.
Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out.
No! He's gonna lose his job.
You won't be needing it anymore. But sir! Now get out! Yes, sir!
We'll be on our way too then.
Wait, You, the one without the spiky hair. Don't go yet.
No, I don't want to be left
Oh,
alone with
creepy.
you. No, no, no. Someone help me.
Oh
I'd like
god.
a word with you.
But sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. I'm also not an adult.
You with the spiky hair. You're free to go.
Oh god. You take care of him. You got this.
No, Mr. Wright,
I'm free.
God, we just threw under the bus so hard.
please.
He's a horrible human.
So
Later, Emma.
We're
luck.
terrible.
Well, I'm a minor. He's a creep. I kill people.
Oh god, we just left her behind.
It's just like my Japanese animes.
We just learned that he probably murdered someone.
Okay, I'm sorry. Alright, go ahead, Gumshoe.
Look, pal, if I told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it.
Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gann was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time?
Anyway, you listen to me. I'm gonna try to smooth things out with the chief again.
Good luck with
Later,
that.
pal.
No one cares about Emma. No one at all.
He's going
After
to rescue
that,
Emma.
I heard from Emma. She said to... Ugh. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions. So she'll be busy for the rest of the day.
Oh my god, you're leaving with her for that freaking long. Okay.
February 24th, detention center visitors room.
No, I think...
I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning.
It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow is the final day in court. I'm committed to do everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here.
But I've already told you all I can.
What you told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing.
Jeez. I mean, really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman.
You know, I think I finally figured it out. I know who is it that lurking behind your words.
Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous.
Huh?
Seems Edgeworth was right.
Edgeworth?
Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Headed is the term he used, I believe.
I think he means... You know what? Forget about it. Now it's my chance to
No,
tell
what do
me
you
the
mean?
rest of the story.
It's gonna get inappropriate? I don't.
I'm just kidding. Let's keep it quiet. I have to admit, I'm a little more perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're willing to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual.
An intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person?
100%. Protecting. No, I think you're afraid of is more like it.
Nani?
If
We're not talking about Emma, we're talking about Gant.
If I'm not mistaken, the person in question you may have persuaded you to silence.
For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I am supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name?
It's definitely Meekins.
Gumshoe.
You're fucking
Meekins.
afraid of this man. Just kidding. You're definitely afraid of Damon Gant here. Well, Miss Sky,
Damn it, you're right. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place.
You're in jail, lady.
I
yeah.
take it she's not ready to spill the beans.
My apologies. My apologies for that outburst. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know?
I like the way she's phrasing that.
We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective.
Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes?
His crimes?
Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before. Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence.
Of course, these are serious offenses.
Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned?
Chief Gant?
Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was...
Me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Yes, you, but the other, Damon Gant.
If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case.
Alright, what about this big handprint here? Or is it the list, actually? Because he had half of it, right?
Oh. Well, it's either the list or the jar, I think.
Yeah, well, it's 50-50, so let's try the list first.
To be honest.
I just found this in the safe in the chief's office. This jar piece, this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame from him?
Why?
Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder.
Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate.
Boy, it is.
Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car.
Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman.
Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
The murder weapon? You mean Edward's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
That would be Edward's knife.
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that's the reason for the bandage in your right hand?
Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then... she saw me just as I plunged the knife in.
Miss Starr, huh? Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? Let's talk about that knife.
It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't even want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible.
So, you hid Dark's knife.
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it? In Edward's exhaust pipe?
Right. Then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
You asked Emma?
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma was so confident about Lana's innocence.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
The Marshal? Why on earth would you call him?
I confessed my love. The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least, I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
he disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence?
He had already stolen the ID card. But it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
So, your phone call caused the incidents in the evidence room.
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
But Lana,
Earn my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
you know I can't promise that. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago? To be
Perfect timing.
continued. Alrighty. Well, that's a big done. Alright, let's just put this. This is definitely going to be the finale episode of Monday. Alrighty
It'll
then.
be intense.
Indeed. Alrighty then. Thanks for joining on that one. So I guess we'll just push to Monday at 6:30. You guys okay with that one?
Fine with me.
Sounds good.
Good with me.
I'm good with that.
Alrighty then. So thank you guys for joining for tonight's sessions. It's been pretty amazing. I can't believe we're about to finish the first game of Phoenix Wright out of the trilogy here. So I can't wait to see how that one's going to turn out. I hope everybody can make it for that one. So, but other than that, you guys have a good night, alright? Take care.
You
You
too.
too. Night.
Everybody stay
Alright.
safe.
Alright, take
Bye.
care. Bye.